Hi, Internet, and apparently people that are also on quarantine because the world right now seems to be going through a pandemic, and we are all supposed to be keeping to ourselves and trying to stay inside. It's almost like the time that was like really hot in where I live, where it's like if you're able to stay indoors, stay inside. If you have to go out, please take precautionary measures when going out. But again, it was because you could die of heat stroke because of how hot it was, and instead, not some sort of virus that's going around and having flu symptoms. So while the entirety of the U.S. has basically been shut down due to a virus being, a virus, we've all had time to go ahead and do things that we wouldn't necessarily end up doing if it wasn't for the fact that we're all in self quarantine because everything basically shut down. The government basically told everyone to be introverts. Let that sink in. And while I'm over here just being like, it's a normal, today's Thursday for me, sipping on what is actually Irish breakfast tea with some almond milk, vanilla almond milk, because I am lactose intolerant and can't take dairy too well. I ended up drinking regular milk yesterday, both regular milk and chocolate milk yesterday, and it messed up my entire system. So, yeah, most definitely lactose intolerant. Cannot have regular milk. Anyway, that's off topic. What will be on topic for today is my astrology studies, because that's what I gotten into. Seeing as though, the entirety of the U.S. has been shut down, and there's still cars outside, by the way. There's still cars that are going down the street. Not as much as it would usually be, though, so that's a good thing. So, yes, I basically ended up getting into astrology, and the only thing I'm going to say about it is if you get to understand it, it starts to make sense. And I know there are people out there that don't believe in astrology. And although that itself to me just sounds like that's a personal issue, nonetheless, I will be doing more of these what I have learned when I actually get back into learning more about it. Right now, I ended up taking a break because I had to go ahead and deal with cleaning my room and something else. I also ended up taking a break from doing the how to properly start a YouTube channel. Because as much as I love getting into doing that type of research, there are other things that I want to go ahead and be able to put out. Right, my hair is not pulled back into a ponytail today because I actually did my hair for once. This doesn't look like it's did. But yeah, I twisted it up actually. I twisted it up. I'm gonna end up doing a hair video next week. Because I think I only ended up doing like 2 different hair videos recently. I need to find out where the remote is. There. Oh, right. So there's a reason why last week's video was a bit late. And that's because I ended up getting Adobe Premiere Rush on my phone, and I wanted to go ahead and test it out with last week's video, but because of the fact I ended up getting it on the day I was supposed to upload it. I wanted to go ahead and try to play around with it a bit. It was going to take time, so I ended up having to do what I would normally do, and that's why that is not as edited as this video may or may not be, depending on when I'm actually working on it. I might end up working on it throughout the weekend. But yeah, that's why last week's video was late, because I basically worked on it way too late. So hopefully, if time prevails, this video will actually get out on time. Now, I've watched at least 2 videos talking about how astrology and birth charts work and what they mean. And they start with talking about the 12 zodiacs and how each is, but I don't think they say how each zodiac is controlled by a specific planet. So like my sun sign is Leo, which is my birth sun sign. The one you would end up finding out the first, or what you would think of. And Leo is controlled by, guess what? The sun. So that would mean if you believe in different types of gods, or if you're polytheistic, that's the word, it would either be Ra or Apollo. Those are 2 that are in my head right now. There are other sun gods, by the way. Those are the 2 that I remembered. Or I think it was Virgo that's controlled by Venus. I could be wrong. No, it's Libra that's controlled by Venus. I actually have cards. Let me get them. Let's see if these cards actually do have the things on there. See, you also ended up saying that I'm wearing pajama pants. Can I go all the way back here? You can see my pants. I'm wearing red pants. Not pants, actually. They're just shorts. This is probably the first time I ended up having to walk back there in the video just to get a card. Ah, no! Virgo's ruling planet is Mercury. Is that the reason why she wasn't? Okay, that makes more sense. But there's a reason why I'm pointing this out. There is definitely a reason why I'm pointing this out. And that is because one of the things that I ended up learning recently is that everyone has some sort of hormone cycle, right? So males are predominantly males, the ones that have a lot of testosterone in their body, or more testosterone than they do estrogen. They go through their hormone cycles every day, like how the sun, like how the earth goes around the sun, and that would be a complete day. Whereas us women, the estrogen, the mainly and or mostly estrogen, the ones that have to go ahead and deal with such issues as menstrual cycles, we have hormone cycles every around 30 days, like the moon. And another dude that I ended up hearing that is also into astrology, by the way, he ended up saying if the moon was able to has the power to control the waves of the ocean or water in general, what would make you think that it doesn't have an effect on how we as human beings act and or are? Once again, you don't have to believe in this, but just studying it and it's fascinating. And then when you go ahead and get your actual birth chart, where you would have to know your birthday, the exact time down to the minute that you were born, and the place that you were born. So it can be the most accurate. That's that's a lot, but I'm a oof. But getting back to what I was talking about, every I need to step back a bit. Every zodiac has a ruling planet. So the one that I have in my hand right now is Aries, which is ruled by Mars. You can't see that because that's in pencil. You can see it now though. So that means when certain planets, I know the sun and moon are not planets, but they're definitely orbs of spatial matter, or stars just waiting to explode. They also have some sort of effect on us. And it's not just like astrology in this case. There are people out there who have seasonal depression. I apologize for not warning you before, but it's like if they can't get vitamin D from the sun, they end up having to get like some sort of sunlight thing that you can go ahead, sun lamp, where it gives off the warm light that the sun does, and that'll at least help them deal with that type of seasonal depression type stuff. Or take like vitamin D pills. The sun itself is able to control people's emotions like that. And that is scientific. So if you're telling me that you don't believe in astrology, I understand, because it's an interpretation of cosmic and orbital space interpretation. That doesn't mean it's scientific. That just means it's someone's opinion. But it's accurate. I don't know. I just wanted to go ahead and make a rant about astrology. I originally had a plan for this video, but seeing as though it's already 13 minutes and I don't feel like having to go ahead and try to cram the rest of it in like 2 minutes. So, introduction to how I feel about astrology. And I might actually end up doing this as a series later on. I'm not making any type of plans because I already have several different series that I'm working on. Because your girl doesn't like to not be bored. That didn't make sense. There was a truck that went by. So we're going to end it right there. Another truck that went by. I hope everyone is being safe in this trying time of ours where we are all quarantined. There was another truck, by the way, and will not be able to do much. And also, see how this is also one of those going inwards type high priestess or hermit type things, where you realize that there's a lot of things that you can do with other people, and us as human beings, we are social creatures in which we have to go ahead and socialize. it just makes science make more sense. So, as I will go ahead and close out this video by saying, please be safe. Please don't do anything stupid. Wash your hands. Keep your hygiene at the highest level it can possibly be. And check in on your elderly neighbors, because they will definitely need help, a lot of help in these trying times. Stereotypical YouTuber outro, because this video is only going to end up being like maybe 17 minutes. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Click the notification bell and make sure you turn it to all notifications, because YouTube apparently has that feature now and basically didn't tell anyone until after someone ended up finding out about it. Don't forget to go ahead and check me on my social medias, which would be on Twitter at Tokika Uzuru and on Instagram at Tokika Uzuru, because we have to keep on brand. What else is that? Right now I'm actually going through one of the YouTubers that I watch quite. I'm going through his outro and I'm trying to make sure that I remember everything that I would want to say before I end the video. And yeah, that is about it. There was a bubble in my throat the entire time and I didn't realize that until now. And I will most definitely see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.